Total allocation of funds is $42,541,669. I'll be happy to answer any questions that any council members may have.
Jim, will you unmute your mic, please? I didn't realize it was.
I just put yours on.
Is it on?
Oh, we got it. I think. We good?
Thank you.
Got them all on?
Thank you.
I didn't realize it wasn't.
Did you see
No, I didn't realize mine wasn't on either, so.
that? All right. Thank you, Mr. Mann. Mr. Rogers, do you have any comments, questions?
No comments, no questions, actually one comment. Fully supported, I like it.
Mr. Master George?
None for me. I'm good with it.
Brittany?
Same. Prohibited.
Same.
Mike? Charlie?
None.
Okay, with that being said, your motion?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-021 as presented in the item description.
I second.
We have a motion to approve ordinance 2024-021 as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Moving on to agenda item number 6. This is to consider and any possible action on ordinance 2024-022, adopting the tax rate and levying property taxes for 2024. Mr. Lemay.
So this is the ordinance to adopt tax rate for calendar year 2024, which will fund fiscal year 2024-25. And the rate proposed in the ordinance is 44.9934 cents per $100 valuation. 32.74 cents of that is allocated to maintenance and operations, and 12.2534 cents is allocated to debt service. And by state law, this does require at least 60% of the council has to vote affirmatively to approve the rate, which would be 5 of you. And there is a actual required motion in state law, and that is included in bold in your memo. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Rogers, any questions or comments?
None.
Okay, Mr. George?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Charlie?
None.
That being said, is there a motion?
Make a motion. I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption rate of 0.449934, which is effectively a 5.30% increase in the tax rate.
I'll second that motion.
So we do have an approval for ordinance 2024-022. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Moving to agenda item number 7. This is to consider and possible action to ratify the property tax increase reflected by the adoption of the budget, which requires raising more revenue from property taxes than in previous years. Mr. Lemay.
So state law requires that any time the council adopts a budget and sets a rate that raises taxes above the previous year, you have to take a vote to ratify the tax increase that is included in that budget. So that's what this item is for, and there is a suggested motion in your memo in the bold down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rogers, any questions?
None.
Master George?
None.
Charlie?
None.
Mike? Sorry, I skipped.
None.
Sorry. All right. With no questions, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to give Brittany a break from all the heavy lifting. I move to ratify the property tax revenue increase reflected in the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget.
I'll second.
We do have a motion to move to ratify the property tax revenue increase reflected in the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Moving to item number 8. This is to consider a possible action approving resolution 2024-007-R, establishing city council meeting dates and times. Mr. Levin.
So we had discussed previously about going to twice a month meetings starting in September. And the mayor and I did meet earlier this month to discuss the details. What you have before you now is a resolution. The charter allows the council to specify the meeting dates and times by resolution or ordinance. So the attorney drafted this. What this resolution will do is it will establish 2 regular council meetings each month other than July and December. And that will be effective starting with the September meeting. It will also establish that 6 p.m. will be the time for a pre-meeting workshop, and the regular meetings will begin at 6:30. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Rogers.
Nothing.
Mr. Massey?
No, I'm good with it.
Same.
I'm good.
We're all good?
I do have one
Unanimous.
question. I do have one question.
Okay.
During the pre-meeting workshop, if citizens are here, because generally our meetings start at 6, will they be able to speak?
No.
Or how does that?
No, they can speak during the regular. The workshop has to be open, but typically if they're going to speak, they would sign it just like they do now and speak. Now they can sit and listen to any discussion, which may answer questions they may have on agenda items
Or generate new questions.
or generate new questions. But, typically, the workshop is, so if there are items on the consent agenda, you might have a question or two about, we can answer those. We'd also be in a position where you could potentially, if we knock those out quick enough and you have time, you could look at other items on the agenda. And if you felt there weren't questions on those, you could actually move those to consent. So it should help move the items along. And we've just kind of, so you have the setup, we've ordered a 12-foot conference table. We're going to put out and replace these small tables, and we'll actually sit around that for the pre-council workshop. So it'll be more informal. But the public can come in and sit and they can listen, but they would not normally be allowed to intervene or speak. Or that doesn't mean they don't try, but
Does this have to be published X number of times prior to the, just regular, since we're changing the time or the date?
well, and that's why we put it tonight, because technically there's not really a change until the second meeting.
Correct.
We could still do that, but we figured tonight gives us enough time to let people know that there'll be that second meeting in September going forward. So we wanted to get it out there a little early, but yeah, we have to publish it just like anything else like this and on the website, but I'm sure Destiny and her staff will go above and beyond, put out some additional information about it, give people a heads up.
Kudos to Destiny.
I'll let Mindy know.
All right. If there are no other questions, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-007-R, establishing city council meeting dates and times.
Second that motion.
So we do have a motion to approve resolution 2024-007-R. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Moving to item number 9, adjourning at 6:10.